to What She Said on Canada Talks, Sirius XM 167.
Hello there, I'm Christine Bentley with Sharon, Caddy, and we are joined by Jenny He, Jax Coco's North America CEO. Hello there, Jenny.
Hi, how are you guys this morning?
Oh, great.
We're wonderful, and we're going to be coconutting with you.
Absolutely.
We're making up a new word because everybody else does. We're big fans of coconut everything, and so are you.
Absolutely. I'm crazy for coconut.
Crazy. So tell us about your company.
Sure. Jax Coco is a relatively small global company focused on all things coconut. So we have coconut water for adults and kids. We have coconut oil. And we're also coming out this year with coconut yogurt.
Woo! Coconut yogurt and coconut
Chips.
chips.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, I like that too. We already have coconut rum, don't we?
I think that's been around for a little while.
Yeah, that has. So where did this passion for coconut come from?
Well, I remember when I was growing up, we would have coconut milk as a kid. But it used to be this sugary kind of thing, and you liked it because it was a lot of sugar, right, as a kid, but it wasn't necessarily good for you. And as I got older and I stopped, eating so much processed food, I stopped having that kind of coconut milk. But when I was traveling a lot in Southeast Asia, starting, I guess, 10, 15 years ago, I started seeing, hey, this fresh coconut tastes great, especially when you're out on the beach, you're in the heat, hiking, or something like that. They just cut it off the tree and they give it to you, and you're like, wow, this tastes amazing. But you don't get that in the store. So when we were, a few years ago, coconut water started to appear on the shelves in North America. And I tried it, and I said, this tastes good, but it still doesn't taste quite the same as when I get it fresh from a tree. And so one of the things, other things we noticed is, especially in Asia at the time, they didn't really have the packaged coconut water. Myself living in North America, I was seeing it. So a few friends had gotten together to start actually doing this in Asia, and we really paid a lot of attention to the taste and the purity. So everything is aimed to taste, everything's 100% natural, there's nothing added, which keeps it nice and healthy. And at the same time, really being, true to the taste by using a slightly different process to extract it.
So when I know I love coconut water, I buy a lot of it. It's very tasty and it's very refreshing. But what are the health benefits? Why should we be drinking coconut water?
Well, coconut water have a lot of essential electrolytes: magnesium, potassium, calcium, sodium, phosphorus, right? And so it's an all-natural hydration. So you imagine you get a lot of the benefits of electrolytes from what you would normally get in a sports drink without the sugar.
Exactly, and something natural.
Yeah, I find it very, it's probably my drink of choice when I'm working out at the gym. I really enjoy it. I love the taste, but I do find I feel more instantly refreshed with coconut water.
Yeah.
It has much less sugar per serving. I mean, not just versus sports drink, but even versus other juices, right? Like even versus pure orange juice or pure apple juice, it has less sugar, so it doesn't give you that high, which everyone loves, but then that crash.
Right, exactly.
follows. Yeah.
So why you've created a coconut water brand for children, and I'm assuming that the sugar that is in normal drinks and even normal fruit juices is one of the reasons why, right?
Exactly. I actually started drinking I was drinking a lot of coconut water, our coconut water, when I was pregnant. And I found it, it was very hydrating. It didn't give me that kind of spike. And I loved it, right? So then we talked a lot about, well, for kids, how can you pack them something that's really healthy in their lunchbox, since there is a lot of junk food in school lunches in general, and ensure that, they're really having a more balanced diet. And so we wanted to create something that was really friendly to put in your kids' lunchbox.
Absolutely.
And flavors that children would like.
Well, that sounds great. What about for a baby, for example? A very young child, maybe 6 months old, where you would normally maybe dilute fruit juice. Would you give them coconut water?
I gave my daughter coconut water. I mean, it's not in lieu of breast milk.
No.
To be clear.
No.
You need that for nutrition. But if it's, let's say, in the morning when she wakes up, and I could give her just plain water, right, to just hydrate her a little bit before we fed her. I would also give her coconut water, but I stuck to pure coconut water, which has the least amount of sugar and really nothing added to it.
Well, in addition to the benefits of coconut and bringing that to all of us, you're also very supportive of the sort of concept of sustainability in terms of your work with coconut growers in the Philippines. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, having been to the Philippines and many parts of Southeast Asia myself, what I find is that, I mean, as everyone knows, this sort of happened with the Amazon in Brazil, right? So you had these great forests, and then there was sort of that over-harvesting, which means that, hey, this is not a sustainable way to live and harvest the fruits, and we wanted to avoid that. When it came to coconuts, because there's a bit of a coconut craze globally.
Absolutely.
And, then you start to run into supply shortage, and then people might overharvest, and that's harmful, and also means we may not be able to enjoy coconut water 50 years down the road. So I think it's really a couple of things that inspire that. So one is really thinking the long term and wanting to make sure we can continue to bring coconut products to everybody globally. So that sustainability is very important. And then I think the other thing is, you have to think about not just that the fruits are harvested in a sustainable way, but that the people who are growing them are willing to continue to do so, right? If they can't get a living wage out of doing this, and then they're going to go ahead and do something else. And that's also going to make it not sustainable long term. So we really work with a collection of farmers in the Philippines that are very small farmers to try and encourage that sustainability.
Well, that's become very, very important. I'm finding more and more people really care about how their products are being produced and how the people are being treated at the production end of things. And that reflects really well on your company. You must get some great feedback from clients.
Yes, it is certainly when we have the opportunity to engage with consumers, this is something that they do enjoy, right? I agree with you. More and more people care about where does my food come from, how is it produced, is it done in a way that's sustainable and humane.
Yeah, and I want to mention too that you bottle with glass. Why the choice of glass?
So glass is just a container that there's no leaching of any kind. Right. It's a very, very pure container. It doesn't interfere at all with whatever is inside, and that's really to preserve that taste I was talking about at the beginning. So keeping the taste as original and as pure as possible.
So tell our listeners, many of whom may not have, and I have had coconut water, but I don't know that much about it. I don't drink it that often. Does it have a short shelf life?
No, it doesn't. So there are different ways that you can basically treat the coconut water. Just think about pasteurized milk. To extend the shelf life. Otherwise, it's spoiled within a day or two if you do nothing. So what we do with the coconut water is we extract it in a sterile environment we pasteurize it in a sterile environment so that it stays shelf stable for about 18 months after production.
Great.
And then, however, if you do open it, right, because
Yes.
then you do need to drink it within a day or two.
That's great. So where can people find your product?
So we are in Whole Foods. We just launched in Walmart across Canada. We are in, some of the bigger Loblaws, Sobeys, Metro stores, and we're in a whole bunch of independent natural and health food stores in Quebec as well as Southern Ontario.
Excellent.
And you can also order us online at any time.
At jaxcoco.com. That's jaxcoco.com, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Amazon.ca.
Oh, and Amazon.ca. Well, Jenny He, it's been a pleasure chatting with you, and I raise a glass of coconut water to you.
Well, thank you both. Pleasure's all mine.
And today I'm wearing polka dots, but tomorrow I'm thinking plaid.
Plaid for Dad.
Exactly. We're going to talk all about the why and why you should be wearing plaid for Dad and sharing that thought with others when we come back. This is What She Said on Sirius XM 167 Canada Talks.